unicorns, let's see how long I can actually keep this on before I go completely insane and rip it off of my body, because, let's be honest, it's actually kind of itchy. I have some very embarrassing stories for you today. So I've mentioned this kid a few times. I really liked him about 3 to 2 years ago, somewhere in that period. When I really like someone, I will make decorations of them for my room. This has happened with literally every single person I've liked. It's kind of creepy if you think about it, but it's not creepy. It comes from like a good place in my heart. I even have it for some of my best friends, y'all. So I had made some decorations of this boy, not literally of him, but of his name. And one of them was on a CD, and it was hanging from my ceiling. But it's some crazy ass, because I had somehow duct taped it to my ceiling, and it was hanging right over my face as I fell asleep, so it would be the very last thing I saw before going to bed. Okay, now that I think about that, that's actually kind of creepy. I guess somehow I found that loving and not as creepy as it sounds now that I think back on it. And I also had put one of each of his, not initials, one of each of the letters of his name on a different old CD. First of all, how many old CDs did I have? Second of all, I hung this right over my dog bed, which I'm sure he would have loved if that had fallen on his head, which I think it did once or twice. So in other words, my room looked completely normal from the outside, but once you came inside, it looked a little bit creepy. We were just like tweet, chilling, and then we had decided we should go up to my room. So we went up to my room. Without thinking about it, I let him in. And I can't even explain how embarrassing that was, and I can't even imagine what was going through his head. Like, if you would just go over to this girl's house, and then literally every single, like, 2 walls of their room, including something hanging from their ceiling, has your name on it. If that doesn't scream total weirdo, possibly stalker, I don't know what does. So obviously, I'm blushing, I'm freaking out, and I don't really know what to do, because it's like, oh, sorry, those just somehow appeared in my room. Like, obviously I made those and I just put them all over my room. I mean, how do you even explain that? What are these? It's the underpants gnomes. You know, this time, instead of stealing my underpants, they decided to be like so funny if they'd put decorations all over my room with their name on them. Darn it, Torgvald, why are you doing this to me? I mean, there's really no good way to explain that. So, you know, obviously I liked this boy, and this one time, I think about a few months later, I had gone over to his house, and this was right before we had moved. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. This is a story that I've been wanting to tell, and I've been so scared to. So, I'd gone over to his house, and this was before I was vegetarian, this was before I was vegan, before I was gluten-free, and we were playing video games. I had gone down to his kitchen and his mom was cooking me some food. Usually we'd had fries and stuff, but this time she had asked me if I wanted some chicken sticks. So obviously I said yes, you know, this sounded really good, of course I wanted some chicken sticks. This boy had then come from upstairs, come down, saw that I was eating the chicken sticks and said this: "Oh, you're gonna eat those?" At first, I was a little bit confused to why he had reacted like that, but just kind of brushed it off, you know, assuming that it was no big deal. This was down in Vegas, and for some reason they were having a serious cold chill down there. I mean, like, it was almost on the verge of snowing, which is really weird when you think about it. He also did not live... message here. He also did not live that far away from a park, so we had decided that it would be kind of fun, like chill, you know, all that stuff, to go down to the park, go play, do some parkour, you know, have a whole lot of fun. And then my stomach had started making noises, and I didn't feel so good. So I decided that the best thing to do would be to pretend like I was literally freezing to death so that we'd have to go back. So we started to head back to his house. It was probably only about a quarter mile or something like that. It wasn't that far. Sorry about that, my camera died. So it literally felt like I was walking the trail that Lewis and Clark had walked. It felt like a million miles. So I am trudging, and with every step, I feel my stomach feeling worse and worse. And then all of a sudden, as I'm walking, I take a pause. And I crack my ankle apparently. And I feel like I am literally going to shit my pants. Now at this point, I can see his house. It's only probably about 1 more block. So I start trudging a little bit faster now. Just a tiny bit faster. It's getting really hard. It's getting really hard to hold it in. And then finally, make it to his house. Casually take off my shoes, run upstairs, and I wait for him to start playing video games again. He finally starts playing video games again, but he's still talking to me. So this whole time that he's talking to me, I am literally holding on for dear life to not embarrass myself, because even though that at this point I didn't quite like him as much, some things happened, I didn't really like him as much at this point, but even though that, I still did not want to embarrass myself forever. I didn't want him to taunt me for this for the rest of my life. So I am just holding it in. You know what's the weirdest thing about this? Somehow I was able to hold this in, but I couldn't hold in a fart at Panic at the Disco. That is really weird. So I'm holding on for dear life, hoping that this is not gonna happen. Finally starts playing this game again, and he's doing a battle scene. So it is really loud. Casually get up and say, hey, can you use the bathroom? You know, like, I get up from the chair, from his bed. I get up from the bed and I'm all ladylike and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go use the bathroom. Yeah, don't mind me. So I go into the bathroom, and in there, I had one of the most traumatizing experiences I have ever had. May I remind you, I've had an ant crawl in my ear. Don't know if that story turns out yet. I have burned my finger on chocolate. I have had a whole entire year where I was having stomach issues because I was eating gluten and I didn't know that that was one of my intolerances. I have had some pretty bad times, but this was traumatizing. So I look around the bathroom, sit down, and all of a sudden I realize that this is going to be very, very loud. So hold everything in for another like 30 seconds, probably mostly like 10 seconds. It was very hard to hold in. And I look around. I don't really hear anything. So that means that probably just about everyone in the whole house can hear me. But at this point, I don't really have an option. So I start to let things happen. Things are going all good. Staying decently quiet, and then all of a sudden it feels like what I'd imagine the ground feels like when a rocket ship boosts off of it. Like all of a sudden, it is the most explosive bowel movement I have ever had in my whole entire life. And you know, as it is with when rocket ships explode up into space, launch up into space, it's very loud. It was very loud, and I felt awful. Oh my god. Okay, I clean up, go out, wash my hands. And as I'm washing my hands, I'm just thinking, do I want to leave this bathroom? Because like if I leave this bathroom and everyone heard me, I'm never going to escape this. Like they're always going to taunt me. I know I'm leaving this state and going on the second trip in like 1 week, but is it worth it? So, washing my hands, and then I go back. He's still casually playing a video game. So I just sit down, assuming everything's all cool. And I'm just sitting there like, just waiting. I know he heard me. There's no way he couldn't have. And then it hit me. I had been in the bathroom for about 9 minutes, which means, I mean, I know girls take longer to pee, but I mean, we don't take 9 minutes to pee. So then I'm like, okay, it's pretty obvious that something very dramatic just happened. Thankfully, he never said anything to me. Oh my god, this was the same day, wasn't it? Okay. So me and my family like to go to this chiropractor place, but we usually go there after I went to my friend's house. We like to do this thing where basically you're laying like this with like your leg out, and we'll put the other leg over it and then we'll kind of push it down. So they push it down my leg, and then all of a sudden my body just decides that right now would be the perfect time to fart. I'm not talking like a little boop. Like, that was great. I'm not talking about like a little tiny toot. No, I am talking like full on actual fart. Like I might have just shat my pants sort of fart. So I fart like that, and it's about 10 times louder because they like to build those places so that every single bone that they crack, like you can literally hear it through the whole entire building. Like there's just about nothing stopping the sound, so it echoes really, really loud. And the dude says, oh, it's fine, that happens all the time. You know what? If we're not closer through this story, I don't know what will bring us closer, because I have just shared you some of my most embarrassing story times ever. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and that you have a wonderful day. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. My question for you is, maybe you haven't acted on it, but have you ever had the urge to make a decoration of someone that you like and put it up in your room so you'll never forget them? Second of all, what is your most embarrassing either farting story or bowel movement story? What is your most embarrassing story? And do not forget to hit the notification bell because chances are YouTube is probably still flipping out a little bit. Believe in yourself, you can do anything.